All right, Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Quadash, the belongs to apostles of GMS, and sincere Shalom to the brothers out here pushing this truth and sincerity. And this is for a public service announcement going into this guy named GMS Somalia. Now, to make this clear, the guy in the blue is not GMS Somalia. This is the one in that little comment section is GMS Somalia commenting on this brother's channel. On this brother's live stream. And this is from the brother GMS Awakening 144 doing the video off of GMS Down Under Australia, who ended up revealing this nonsense or this madness of what this guy in the stream is doing. And he is not affiliated with us. As you can see, it's a little blurry, but I'll say it out for you. It says he choked his rib to death, talking about his woman. She had no business dealing with another woman. And that's not even something you would even say, let alone even do. Because that stuff like that is not something you should even be putting on social media. And if you're doing everything correctly through under the Most High, you would know you're not supposed to do some stuff like that, because that's just completely off. That's something that's shouldn't even be thought about in your head. That's how you know that these guys are agents, because that's all that is. Because when I show you the next comment, you'll believe that these guys are just trolls, but they trying to inherit the title of GMS, and it's a lie. Or they'll try to inherit the title of putting the Lord's name in there, and it's a lie. These guys are just finding new ways just to try to infiltrate and try to disrupt the order, which ends up failing every time, because we're still going to catch on to it. Because when we're thinking on the same wavelength, think of a hive mind. When you have a hive mind, they're all in correlation. When someone comes in with a different way of thinking, we know that this is a disease that needs to be festered out, and it needs to be cut out, right? So we know that this person ain't on the same wavelength, so we know this is an agent. And we had even in my camp. Some years ago, we had like a cop that was coming up, or at least one that was pretending to be some normal guy that wanted to come in. But even my father peeped it out. The elder popped out that he knew that this guy was a cop, and we haven't seen him since. Once he brought it up, so there's different ways these agents try to get in. They're going to try to find new ways, and it's just not going to work. So I'm going to fast forward. You're going to see this. Oh. Yeah, there it is. His title is Terrorist for YAHAWAHSHI'S Yahushua. It says those Edomite crackers lacrosse players from Duke deserves to falsely accuse of the R word. I don't even know what that even means. But whatever the hell that means, he's doing a terrible job being an agent. And you look. I wish I could just zoom in, but if you could look at the picture that he has, is an Edomite bleeding out with his head off, and we don't do stuff like that. The most you'll probably see us do have a lion or a picture of what we depict of YAHAWAHSHI'S Yahushua, and that's it. No extra stuff. No extra stuff needed. But you got guys that want to go over the top, thinking they can that wiggle their way in, thinking this is how we think, and they fail miserably, right? So I'm gonna cut straight to the point. This is Matthew 7:15. It says, "Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves." And this is a perfect example of this, because this is the stupidity that they try to come up with, thinking this is how we think. Which goes to show you they have not done their homework. So these are, and we can't even call these false prophets, but we get the point. These are just agents, more like trolls or idiots coming in, trying to creep in some other way, and it's just not working. Right? So this is Matthew 10:16. It says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves." And this is for us because we understand we got to conduct ourselves a certain way in the society, but also in the truth. So, and what people don't understand is in this world, sure, that might be more believable if we was like a false camp or something. But even false camp don't do stuff like this. Which goes to show you that whether they're sent from another camp or sent by Esau, they're still stupid. They're still trolls. But we still learning how to conduct ourselves in this truth has taught us how to conduct ourselves in this world. That's why you don't see us on the news that the group called GMS has killed anybody or touched anybody. You don't see that from us. You'll hit up on the news that some guy from IUSC or some other false group killed a alphabet. Or if you're one of those transformers. So this is what separates us. We know how to conduct ourselves. We know how to see through things. We actually work together to keep things straight. So if one of us goes off, we know how to correct it. But we see through agents. We know how to cut them out like a cis. So what that guy shows in the picture is not how we conduct ourselves. Sure, we talk about the downfall of Esau, but we ain't out here trying to say all these crazy things or do any of these crazy things, choking not women or stuff like that. Bunch of nonsense. This is 1 Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. So you got agents that will try to come in and try to disrupt things, or try to pretty much get us out there, or pretty much try to set up some type of event to make it seem like, yeah, these guys are GMS, these guys is so-called GMS are the ones behind this, and we ain't letting it happen. See, we had cops that come up to us and actually cool with us because they know how we conduct ourselves. We even had a cop chase off one of these other guys because they knew that the other guy was messing with us. So we show ourselves out there as how we're supposed to be. So a lot of these things that these guys try to do doesn't work. Why? Because the power of the Heavenly Father is on our side. By the Lord as well, I see that. But it goes to show you that if you're doing this truth and sincerity, you'll be protected from any nonsense like this. This will be the last one. This is 2 Timothy 4:3. It says, "For the time will come when people will not put up with the sound of..." Sorry, let me read that again. It says, "For the time will come when people will not put up with sound doctrine. Instead, to suit their own desires, they will gather around them with a great number of teachers to say what their itching ears want to hear. They will turn their ears away from the truth and turn aside to myths." And you can say this works for both sides. What I mean by that is, if they coming from a false camp, that to be an agent, this is why they trying to take us down, because they rather hear what they want to hear on their end. Same thing goes if they came from Esau. They're chasing myths. These whatever Esau believes in, or whatever they believe in, as far as with Esau, is a myth. So they rather would turn against us. Our own people would gladly turn against us to see our downfall. Why? Because by the Lord's power, we making stuff happen. And by we, I mean ultimately the Lord making things happen. We just out there telling it. That's what makes the difference. These other false camps ain't telling nothing. Because why? Because 9 times out of 10, They under Esau, and if they're not under Esau, they're just plain going off. Just that simple. But see, our people will follow under Esau. Why? Because they got the lavish lifestyle, or they chasing it, so they'll do anything just to try to get in and try to cut us out. So Esau funds them like a god, but the gods that they're chasing is just a myth. Esau is no real god. He's just a god with power. He's a cheap imitation of a god, basically. He's the god of this society, but he's not the most high. That's what makes it a big separation. And coming in as truth, and you understand that, and doing this work in sincerity, you can see that it doesn't matter if Esau is a god. We got a stronger power of a god, and that's it. But that's all I wanted to go into that. So, Lord one, this is a little edifying with that. Shalom.